Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danni with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry. I know you just saw me reaching. Just as we went live, my cat decided to show me that he was in the room and jump up on the table where he shouldn't be. Hi, Shaz. You're first into the room tonight. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you're well. Well, we have got a couple of shows coming for you tonight, this week. We've got one tonight and one tomorrow night, so keep an eye on the page because we have already put the ads for those up as well. Let us know where you've been, and if you've seen any amazing live music in the last week, pop it up so that we can see what's been going on around the country. Tonight we're going to have a chat with Darren. He is at work, so he's waiting very patiently in the background, so we're going to welcome Darren into the room now. Hello.
G'day, Danni. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us. You're at work, as I was saying before, so I hope you don't mind that we've taken you away for a little bit.
Pleasure.
Nice break for you.
Yeah.
Oh dear. It looks like a beautiful day over there too. No clouds behind you.
Absolutely beautiful here. I'm in sunny Kojonup, which is about 150 kilometres north of Albany in the Great Southern. It's not actually my town. I've just recently located to Tambalup, which is probably about 50 k's east, I guess. Yeah, from here.
Right.
So
yep. Wow.
Just fresh to town. So
are you originally from WA? Have you always lived over there, or are you from somewhere else?
Yeah, I was born in Albany.
Yep.
We were there until I was about 13 years of age, and then we moved to the Northern Territory, to Alice Springs.
Yes.
And high school in Alice.
Wow.
Did about 7 years there, and then in my early 20s, we moved back as a whole family, back to Perth. And then I got into this job when I was 21 and been doing it ever since. So
that's a big change. Why did you go down that line of work? Was it something that you'd always wanted to do, or just something that?
Yeah, I guess it's something I've always sort of looked at as a job, and a young fella looking up to the old guys that you saw back in the day. And I saw my sisters sort of go through some stuff as well in their relationships, and I just thought maybe I can do my bit to help with that sort of stuff as well. So a few different reasons, but I absolutely love it.
And that's the main thing, isn't it? You guys do make a big difference, and it must feel amazing that you've also got a wonderful music career that you're working on at the moment. So how did you get into music, and did you find that your job at the moment, does that give you a bit of material for writing as well, that you've got a whole different life experience coming into music?
Yeah, I've got a few things in the background actually that I've written. I haven't released anything job related yet, but there's a little bit sort of in the background that I've written, particularly one song recently, and we'll see how it goes. But I kind of do my best to separate the two, I guess. Initially I sort of started. I've always done a little bit of writing, but more seriously, I started songwriting in 2020. I sort of lost in love a couple of years back, and sort of that's been something that's helped me to get past some of the hurdles and the downs in life, I suppose. And it's also a great outlet for this job as well. It gives me something to do, a great hobby that I'm sort of hoping to move in a more professional direction if I can. But it's certainly, I just love creating music. We grew up with country music, jumping in the old Toyota Akana, heading up to the Northern Territory when we were youngsters. There was 5 of us in the back of that, and Dad would have the cassette player with Johnny Cash, Mill Haggard, and all those legends. Lee Curtis. We always had country music playing, and the old record players would be played on the weekend and after school. Always music in the house, and I sort of picked up guitar and taught myself, I guess. I'm not the world's best guitarist by any means. Help with that, but I can make a song and I can make the rhythm to it, and that's the platform of my song. So the way I songwrite is I'll write the words, but I've got the tune in my head as I go along.
Yeah, okay.
So I can hear the melody, and I can sort of hear, oh, that'd be cool for the banjo, or that'd be a good little steel slide lick there, and it all sort of it's just amazing when it all comes together. From when you're under a tree just plucking away and mucking around with words, and then you just see it come to light in the studio. And I've been working with some guys, David and Luke and Michael are the guys that I've been recording at the Fremantle recording studio with a fella by the name of David Jones, and he's just a gun when it comes to moving those little things around on the screen.
Aren't they incredible what they do?
Absolutely amazing.
I love that. I love watching a song like you were just saying coming to life. I like going from the idea to the lyrics, then to the music, and then to hearing it in the studio where you've layered it with all the different backing vocals and the different instruments. It goes from one thing to it's just a magical experience, and I think it's something that I've seen it and done it with people a few times now, and there's nothing like that feeling. What listening to the life come into it is there. It's
unexplainable. I was talking to a fellow actually that goes to the gym, and I like going to the gym as well. And I was just saying, like, the feeling you get when you're at the gym, you get out and you feel good, you feel like you've done something. It's like that, but like by 1,000. Like by the time you finish it and you walk out, you hear the demos, you're like, oh, that's mine, and I've created it. And just from where you started, and like I said, under the tree or in the lounge room, to where it goes at the end, it's just unbelievable.
And then, and no one wants to hear me play live. No one wants that. But I imagine going from, under the tree or in your lounge room through the stages of building the song in the studio, and then getting to sing it live to people, knowing that you've created that feeling must be amazing. Which, I mean, you started writing heavily in 2020. You probably haven't had a massive amount of time to get out on the stage because we've been in lockdown for so long. But have you got to do that with some of your music of late? Have you got to get out and play your music things?
In August, I took about a month off, and my sister does a band in Karratha. So and she's just been getting quite into. She's been teaching herself with the guitar as well. So, but she's normally got the backing there with the band. But we sort of headed up, and we flatlined it up to Darwin, and then worked our way back, and we got a few gigs in some caravan parks and pubs on the way back, and it was just great. Like it was great to do it with my sister as well. We did songs, so like I'd do one, then she'd do one, and we'd sort of back each other up. We didn't get much time to get it organised, but we just threw it there and mucked around. It was just great.
Isn't that the best bit? Because that's just real. It's not, and definitely we have to rehearse and we have to plan things, but it is so good when you can improvise as well on stage and just get in that moment and let people see you as you are on the stage. It's very lucky in Australia to have those opportunities and to keep going. And that brings me to your current single, Me and You. When did you write this, and tell us about the idea behind the song and where it came from?
Yeah, so as I said, I lost in love a couple of years ago, and I didn't actually think that I was going to ever be able to love that hard again. But and you'll probably see on the single cover, there's a girl on the hay bale. So her name is Kate, and she came into my life probably about a year and 3 months ago, I suppose, by now. And she just absolutely knocked me out of my boots, taught me how to love again, and taught me how to trust again. And she's just got such a big heart. And it was written towards, I suppose, late last year, I guess. And I just threw it together just so quickly. Like, it was just so easy to write. I wrote that song in like about an hour. And just tweaked it, with a couple of things, changed a couple of words around after that. But the main construct of the song was written so quickly because it's so heartfelt. And the meaning behind that song is that it's not about materialistic things, glitz and glamour. It's just about enjoying each other's company. It doesn't matter where you are. You could be under the stars, you know, having a whiskey and a wine and just enjoying each other's company in the middle of nowhere. And that's the message of the song. The simple things in life, and
Yes.
yeah, just enjoying each other's company and love, I guess. So yeah, that's where that song came about.
And how did Kate react when she first heard the song? How was her feelings and in all of this?
She actually welled up in the eyes because I
Oh,
actually didn't release it. I actually released it on our first anniversary, so that was part of her
Present.
first anniversary gift.
My gosh.
So she knew I was doing something, but she didn't know what was coming.
That would have felt amazing for her and for you. What a special way. And that's something that you'd nearly 100% guarantee no one ever done for her. That would be first for a lot of people. That's very special.
Yeah.
And your family, and how have they reacted to releasing the song and releasing your music?
Oh, they've loved it. My family's a huge support as well. You know, my dad, he's actually, I've got to do it. I've got to do a, because I've released singles and it's all, you know, on the streaming services. But Dad jumps out there while he's working on his cars and he tries to load up YouTube and stuff like that to get the song to play. So I've been saying to him because I've got another one coming out soon, very soon actually. I don't have a date, but this one's called The River's Dry. So that'll be coming soon. That's got a bit of like a Johnny Cash vibe. I've tried to Johnny Cash that one a little bit.
Yes.
Just for something different. And so I've promised him that when I do that one, I'll try and find a way to get a CD to him, and which will have all the songs. And but yeah, they've been such a great support, and they love the content as well. And they've been along to quite a few of my, you know, gigs where I do them, especially because when I was up in Darren, it's only about an hour and a half to Beverley where they live. I'm a little bit further now, but they used to try and get to the ones that I did. So yeah.
I've just had a couple. I don't know. Can you see on your phone the comments that people are popping in, or is it a bit hard? I don't know if you can on phone or not.
I can only see your face and my face with.
You poor thing. Seeing my face. No one needs that. Gosh. Well, Cynthia, I don't know if you can see it now. Cynthia's popped in and she is watching from Melbourne, and she asked, "Are you a policeman?" Yes, you are. And we were saying about that earlier, how you moved back to WA in your early 20s and became part of your life. I was talking to you before we went live. How has work been? Are they really behind, supportive with your work and music? Is that something that they cross over and listen to you? Or?
So I've got an application, and it slowed me up a little bit. I've got an application going through at the moment for secondary employment because you play.
Yes,
because it's deemed as a bit of a high risk environment, even though you're playing country music in clubs. But it's where liquor's served. Yes, so I've got to get approval from up the line to it. So after I did the Field Day show, which was in the Darren Field Days, that's an agriculture show that occurs once a year. It's massive. There's thousands of people that go there and for all the agricultural things.
We have a show like that here. It's called AgFest, and we are the same. People go, and it's everything in one. It's like the show. It's very exciting.
Yeah, it's massive, and I mean Darren's like a town with about 500, and then you got like, you know, up to I think around about 20,000 people over the course of the 2 days influx the community. So it's a big boost to the economy there, and
very big, yeah.
But yeah, so I did a show there, and after that, that's when one of the bosses said, "Are you on the secondary employment?" I said, "No." You should get sorted. So I'm sorting that out, and then my plan is once I've got that application approved, because every time you go to a new station, you've got to redo it. So once that's all sorted out, I plan to do some stuff locally in Tamworth and further afield as well, and try and maybe get some open mics going and get the community stuff like that, because there's not a lot that actually happens in these places, you know, music wise. So I think it'd be good to connect to the community.
That's amazing idea. You should get some of the artists, and if I know it's on and I can get over there, I'll come and support an open mic night, get some people to the town. And open mic nights are so much fun.
Yeah.
They're so much fun. The amount of talent that you see at those places, and
Yeah.
even some of the non-talent, it's so it's even just as fun with
Good.
that as well. Yes. So there's lots of people popping in. Cynthia is written in, and she I can't. Oh, I've lost my mouse. There we go. Nope, it's frozen. I'll use my finger. Cynthia said, "Have you sung yet?" No. That you're not singing tonight. You're still at work. Do you do it over COVID and between shifts? Have you done any Facebook Lives and seeing that sort of thing? Do you do that regularly?
I haven't really done too much, as in Facebook Lives. It's probably something I should start doing, but I guess, I guess it's something that I can start to do. I'm a little bit funny when it comes to technology. So.
And you know what? I watch, because my life is work or country music. I don't have time to fit anything else in, but I watch so many lives throughout the day and the night or wherever I am. And the one thing I don't know how you guys do is you and I, we're here sitting here talking to each other. And it's so easy because it's a conversation when you're sitting on that screen by yourself and there's people watching because you can see the numbers, but not to have that audience in front of you to talk to. I don't know how you guys do it. It must be such an awesome talent to be able to.
And the quality of the audio is questionable. So it's like,
absolutely.
When I've recorded myself, I'm like, is that what I sound like?
I completely get that.
Yeah, but then when you're live and you're like, oh, when you're busting it out and it's actually echoing off, and so it's a different feeling. It's a little bit weird, I suppose. It's a weird thing to do. I guess, but I suppose it's something that I can look at doing.
Something fun, something different.
I'll probably see if I can get something that makes you sound a bit better than off the iPhone, because the iPhone is very not the best sound quality, I suppose.
No,
so
absolutely.
That's
and there are some really good things. Like I've got a mic now that I had one of my artists that I've had on the show a few times. He recommended, and I tell you what, the sound difference, absolutely incredibly good. Yeah, if you listen to an older show that I did and the show that we do now, the sound is totally different. So you were saying before you have another single coming out. Where are the best places for people to keep an eye on your music and what you've got releasing? Is Facebook, Instagram? What are the best spots to find you?
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I did have Twitter for a while, but I think that's a bit obsolete now. I think the only that is media, but
I don't know how to work. I'm so lucky. I've got people that help me with that because I cannot do it.
I've dropped it just down to keep it simple. I've dropped it down to Facebook and Instagram because I think they're the more commonly used ones around Australia. So you can find me there by just searching Darren Gillis or Darren Gillis Music. And I do have a few different, works that I've done. If you scroll back in my history, there's been where I've sat down in the lounge back in the day and busted some tunes out. And so you might find a few little videos in there where I sit down and have a think back in the early.
That is worth doing because I did. I went back through. I'm a bit of a stalker when I'm about to do an interview. I like to really research who I'm talking to and have a bit of an understanding of their sound, because I was saying to you earlier, your sound is a really quite a country sound, but has tones of different things popping in, and it's actually really, really interesting to listen to your songs. And I listened to them a couple of times before I make that, and I really enjoyed it. But also, it's how you discover little things that you don't know we have in the country by doing that, and your page is excellent for that. But you also have your YouTube as well, and you have you have your recordings and videos. So I have popped the link for that in the top of the comments. So when we're finished here, everybody can head up to the top of the comments and make sure you click on the subscribe button so that when you do release another video, they'll get a notification to keep an eye on that as well. For your new single that you've got coming out, are you going to do a video for that one, or is you're not sure at this stage?
So that's something that I see that other artists have done is get the videos, and I've not actually done a video yet, but I think that it's probably something I should look at. Is an actual video behind to give the audience a little bit more of an understanding of where I'm coming from, I guess.
Yes, absolutely.
I've thought about doing it, but I guess it's just you get the equipment, and it's a bit hard out in the bush.
Yes.
But I suppose nowadays you can almost do it off your mobile phone and
You
just snip
can,
it all
yeah.
together.
Well, actually, there's been a few artists that have done that, and it depends on where you want the video to go. If you just want it for on your channel, or if you're going to have it onto CMT, there's so many different levels of where you want your music to go. And I don't know how you guys do it because there's so much to think about.
Yeah.
It's just huge, but definitely it'll be exciting to see where you're heading. And as you're saying, once you get approved, you're planning on heading out on the road. Yeah, so you've got a lot coming up, more music, more. Are you hoping to put an EP out at the end of these few releases? Is that your long-term goal?
Yep, definitely will. Yeah.
Wow. How did you find, because you're probably like me, COVID didn't stop you working. You would still have been, every day was sort of like normal, going to work and coming home again. How did you find, because you said you've started writing heavily in 2020, has COVID helped you to allow you time to write, or has it made it more difficult? How have you found going through these last couple of years?
I suppose in my job we've been extremely busy, and
Yeah,
I'm
we're the
in
same,
the towns that I've been in. It's been 2-man stations, so
Yeah.
I was before Darren and Gamelling. As resources are pulled to go and cover other areas,
Yes,
you've got a lot
yes,
to cover. So we had a lot of during
yes.
the start of COVID. We had a lot of call outs, a lot of times where I'd get home and reach the gate, and then the phone would ring and it'd be like, oh, then you go back out again. And, it was a busy few years, and I think it's going to ramp up now, especially now that, we're sort of going to start to spike now, I suppose, in WA in the next month. I don't think there's many towns now that it's not touching
Right,
COVID.
okay. Yeah.
It's starting to ramp up a bit, so it'll be interesting. But, I guess every chance I had, I sort of got back in, and just with covers, just mucking around and just going to another place. And that's what it's all about. It's going to another place, and especially, like I said, in those times where it's been a little bit of a low point in your life, getting yourself back up on your feet again, and that helped me immensely.
Yes.
Including gym as well, like having those two outlets, the music and the gym. Before I met Kate, I've slackened off with the gym a little bit now.
You've got plenty of other things to do.
I do. I'm a busy guy, but I guess COVID probably gave me the chance to sit down and write more, I guess. And helped me through those times. As I said, when COVID hit, all of the other stuff hit at the same time. So it was it's been an interesting couple of years.
I've been the same as you. Work has been busier. Everyone's sort of over being at home, and I'm sick of. And then I was like, oh, I just love a day at home. I felt so bad because I was out working, and I was exhausted, thinking I just love one day off. It was just so opposite for us. But it has been a life-changing experience for so many. But it's, as you said, you've written a lot in the last few years, which is really exciting for us because it means there's more music to come, and hopefully fairly soon we'll get to see you out on the road somewhere, or West Australia's starting to open up. People can start to go over there and see what you're doing. But you're so new at doing this and so new at coming out. Do you have things on your bucket list to do in your music career?
I'm kind of working it out as I go along, kind of making it go along, I suppose, learning the industry as well. And I do. So in July 2024, I did it as a bit of a reset with everything as well. I take a year off, and I'm going to probably do some stuff in that year as well. See where I am as well. I'd like to connect with some people locally as well and see if we can get some kind of a band going or something in these parts as well, or if not, get some open mics and stuff like that. But so there's a thing you can do in the government jobs where you take 80% of your pay, and then so that's what I've done. I worked 4 years, and in the 5th year I'll get my 80% and have a year off. It's going to be a great reset year because that'll be 21 years then in the job, and it'll be
that's huge.
it'll be nice to have that reset year and see what happens in that year and what opportunities present as well. I'll probably jump on as much as I can in that year, to be honest,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
see where it leads.
How exciting. I love it. I love that we get to see you now. And if you're brave enough to come back to us here at Country Kickback, we get to see you grow and how your career changes and how your song styles and writing. And it's a bit like a diary, you get the songs and the music, and it's just watching you grow and your music grow. It's so exciting. So
absolutely.
And it must feel like that, releasing music out into the world that you've written and be so personal. It must actually be quite nerve-wracking for you to do that.
Yeah, it's interesting, and like you say, it's as you're saying, like you grow, because I sort of think, like when I first started, like my very first track was this track called Drunk Solo Blues, and that was just about a random guy that goes out in the town, has some fun, and then ends up winning at the casino at the end of the night. But it's a very basic song. Like I did pretty much all of that myself, other than the producer mixing it, all of the licks, even the harmonica, and I'm no harp player but I just threw it in there just as something to do. And to look at that song back then and now look at I guess Me and You, and see the difference between those two songs, with the value adding from other musicians and starting to sort of collaborate as well. It's definitely, it's interesting. I think that there's a difference between those two songs, definitely, and a lot of growth, I suppose. And there's no bigger critique than yourself, I guess.
No,
like
100%.
Go back and I think, what was I thinking? But then it shows a pathway, I guess, as well to where you are and where you were and where you might be in 5 years. Who knows?
Who knows, exactly. And you're in an industry that's very welcoming, and if if you're willing to put the time in, the wonderful thing about country music in Australia is that it will put the time into you. We've got fans are amazing. People in the industry are just wonderful. Everyone's so supportive. So it's so exciting to see you keeping on going and enjoying it too. But I don't know if Kate realizes, and she sounds amazing, but she knows that she's with a songwriter. It's probably not going to be the last song that she's in, right? She does know this, doesn't she?
No, there's a few more coming. I've actually just written another one. So I guess
wow.
Interesting. It's called She's Got That. And,
lovely.
Yeah, it's a different side, and it's good. Like it's going to be fun to bring that one off. Just got to, I guess, because I've got to go back to Perth to do it and manage it. I've just moved to Tampa last week, so I've got boxes everywhere and stuff that I'm sorting out. So I sort some stuff out there and get a feel for the community and sink my teeth into this, and then I'll definitely be back in the studio in as soon as I can. So.
That is so lovely to hear. Well, I know that you're still at work. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Before we go, if they go over to your Facebook and follow you on there, that's the best place to hear when your new music is coming out. And current singles on all streaming platforms. Is that how they?
Yeah. I'm on pretty much everything that I could because I distribute through DistroKid. So
perfect.
All of the Spotify, YouTube, Apple, all of those streaming platforms, some that I've never even heard of.
I know, yes. I know. It's incredible, isn't it?
But yeah, you can find me absolutely on Facebook and Instagram. And if you like a song, just let us know what you think if you like. And I'm happy to talk or message. And I'm happy to chat and engage with you as well. And thanks so much to all the listeners that have heard the track and like it. And thanks so much to you guys for getting there.
We think it's great, and I think it's really good that people can reach out to you and to the artists when they hear a song that they like, because I think that's inspiring for you as well. You hear what other people take from it, and it's just I think it's such a magical thing that we have going, and it's wonderful to hear you enjoying it as well. But thank you so much for your time, and let us know when your next single's coming out, and we'll book another show. I can't wait to hear that one.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow night with a show. We have put the ad up already, so if you get a chance, click on the reminder and it'll tell you when we're about to go live. I know the times are a little bit different, depends on where in the world we're doing a show from, so make sure you check that out. But thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much, Darren.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.